Okay, Bob. Okay. Okay, Bob. So we're going to start our community breathing. Okay, Bob. So we're going Okay. Alrighty, so we're going to come back into the chair. Doing this week and next week sitting in the chair also. So you can do this sitting on the floor, but we're just going to practice in the chair and go into the floor gently from there, so that, you know, either one can be optional for anyone. So we're just going to sit down, not leaning back into your chair. So you want to sit a little bit forward with your sits bones nice and relaxed into your seat. Bring your feet a little bit further out so that you feel the weight shift into your sits bones a little bit more easily here, so that you're really balancing into them as a platform instead of using your feet. You might not be aware that you're using your legs and feet to help your spine balance. So we're just going to relax the shoulders, relax through the low back, feel a sense of letting go and opening through the back of the neck. And we're just going to close the eyes, letting the breath drop down into the base of the spine, into the base of the pelvis. Trying to focus on your breath, letting your breath release and drop down. Bringing your focus inward, letting go of any external thoughts or tensions. And then we're just going to very gently open the eyes, taking the palms together. Feel the breath draw up into your hands. We're still focusing on the breath, relaxing through the fingers and just gliding them in between, letting the breath come into our palms. And then we're going to take the hands apart, feeling that nice, gentle, energetic buzz in between our palms. Feeling your breath from the inside to the outside. Let the breath expand through your arms. We're going to take some gentle, kind of a yawning motion. Feel the breath through the back of your body. Gently expand and open from your lower back, through your upper back, through your shoulders, through your arms. And just see where you unravel into. We want to find a sense, we're not trying to copy shapes of movement. We're trying to move from wherever we feel connected inside to outside. We're using the breath to connect us into the space we have around us. So acknowledging the space up above, down below, around the sides, behind you. And then we're going to reach out, gathering energy through the palms from the space around us. And just bring the palms over your face and eyes, sensing that energy, and just washing that over the face, breathing into it, letting the eyes relax, feeling that where your palms touch, you're just feeling a sense of opening and releasing through the face. And then we're going to take our fingertips into the brow bone, breathing out as we carve, massaging and opening from the inside to the outside. A nice little lift up into the hairline. So we're going to exhale, flushing through any tension and tightness, feeling a sense of just letting go, letting the opening come through. And then we're going underneath the eyes, using your index fingers, a little bend there, breathing out, relaxing the face and we're going into the orbital bone through the sinus cavities, just tracing that line open from the center and out, and exhale, breathing into that, feeling a sense of calm and release, flushing through the lymph of the face, just kind of moving things around. You can press very gently or, as much as you feel comfortable with. And then we're going to take our fingertips into the forehead, breathing out and just moving the skin up and down, scrubbing up and down, stimulating the lymph underneath the skin, using the breath to just let go where you're touching. Feel that release wash through the forehead, through your fingertips. And then we're going to gently make our way to the outside of the eyes, the temples, very, very light here, just moving the skin around in a nice little circular motion. We're going to glide our way down into the jaw here between the upper and lower jaw. So relax your jaw, let it hang open a little bit, and just kind of dig around through your fingertips, breathing and massaging in between the upper and lower jaw, finding you can press a little bit more, you can palpate into the tissue a little more and move around, finding spots where you need to release a little bit more. And then we're going to come into the scalp above the ears, just kind of like you're washing your hair. We're going to scrub up around towards the crown of the head, but all around the ears, around the back of the ears and head, making our way all the way around to the back, just feeling a sense of decompressing and lifting some space around the ears, making our way all the way back into the occipital, the very top of the spine, where the head and neck meet. And we're just going to dig into that nice little crevice and relax into it. Releasing, you can go a little bit wider out towards your ears here too. And then coming back in very close to the spine, relaxing into it and taking some deeper circular massage with your fingers along the sides of the spine, through the neck, working your way from the top to the bottom of the neck, gliding down until you've reached the tops of your shoulders here into the traps. So now that we've reached the tops, we're going to dig our fingers back there, breathe out, and just pull forward, breathing out, releasing tension, and then shaking it off. And again, exhale, relaxing the shoulders, shaking out any little bits that need to release. And then from here, we're going to interlace the fingers, feel the breath come up from the base of your spine, but feel that the tail of your spine and your sits bones are very heavy. We're breathing through the vertebrae to unravel through the arms. The arms do not have to be straight. We're feeling the arms reach from the breath and opening of the spine. There's a release quality. And we're just going to wiggle through that breath a little bit more, just feeling a sense of opening up above the hips here, feeling a sense of separation from tissue and bone. So we're just getting a little bit more space to wiggle open and wake up, and also let go of little holding tension so that nothing spasms. This is a great way to prevent spasming. And then we're going to come down through the center. You can bring your feet a little bit wider if you like here. And we're just going to take a nice circle, brushing the arms around, feeling the breath through the side ribs. Inhale, floating up through the sternum, and other side ribs. Exhale, rounding your tail under as you come forward and down. Feel your elbows and shoulders very soft and relaxed, and just focus on the breath through the trunk of the body, through the side, up through the sternum and around and down. Feel the breath wash around your upper back as you come down. We're going to let the breath come in. Take a nice little pause up here and change your direction over to the other side, releasing the tail under as you come down and around. Inhale through the side ribs, floating up through the sternum, and exhale over. And sweeping your tail under as you go forward. Inhale through the side ribs. and feeling the breath right through the sternum, the center of your chest, lift you up. And that breath opens through the arms up again, and keeping the breath through the spine as your arms float open and around and down. Now from here, you can actually move to the floor here if you like. We're sitting on the floor with your legs straight out. And if you're in your chair, I'm just going to turn to the side. We're going to bring the feet forward a little bit and keep a little bend in your knees so that you feel supported through the feet. And we're just going to relax. You can use your hands to glide down your legs. Let the crown of your head go and just hang your body over. You don't, if you need to be wider, that's okay, especially for balance. But if you come not all the way touching, but a little closer, like hip width, you can just feel, and you can even internally rotate a little bit so that your heels go a little bit apart. And that spreads your lower back a little bit wider. And we're going to breathe out and drop the head. And just using your breath, let the head go as you breathe out through the nose if you can. So the breath through the nose gets into and along the spine a little bit more. We're just feeling a sense of letting go there, nice and long through the legs. You can let your body really shift here. And then we're going to stay over. Just gently sway your head from one side to the other. If you're in a chair, you're not going to let your sits bones move off your seat. You're going to feel that your weight shifts, but not leaving your seat. If you're on the floor, you can shift. So it's just not as stable in a chair with that. But if you're on the floor, you can really peel and sway. You can gain more momentum safely. But just feel the beginning of that with your sits bones staying relaxed. You're going to feel that you're breathing through the backside ribs, through the waist area, and just hanging through the center, releasing head, neck, and shoulders. Feel the breath come in and up through your abdomen, along your spine. Inhale, breathing into the spine through your abdomen to support the length coming through the posture of your spine. Keeping that breath all the way through until you're finished rolling all the way up. And then even connecting into that for a moment, then letting go out of it. So you're engaging through that a little bit. We're going to keep the feet out here. You can bring them a little closer, a little bit more of a bend, but still a little bit away. Use your fist, scoop the belly in and back. And we're just going to drum with our fists, loose in your hands, breathing and drumming into your sacrum, into your lower back, into the bones of the bottom of your spine here. So we're just breathing into that, letting go. You can go out to the sides, into your glutes a little bit. And then we're going to come back close to the spine, working our way up to the kidneys. And back down again. And then we're going to take our hands just dropping into the back sides of our hips, more on the side, I'd say, just breathing and dropping to loosen things up here. And then we'll take an alternation. So now we're going to take one hand and the other, breathing out. Feeling that sense of letting go from the backside hip area and letting that tension and tightness flush down and out through the leg, through the feet. And then we're going to take the heels of our hands around the sides of the legs again. And if you're sitting in your chair, which I'm assuming most people are, you can slightly bring your heels out and toes together. Not so much that you have to hold a lot, but just relaxing into that position so that you can loosen up through the outside legs here. We're relaxing the muscles, feeling a nice circular, fluffy type motion going down along the outside of the legs here, releasing and feeling that nice shake off the bone. And then we're going to take our fists and just kind of fluff things up around the knees. So we're going around the tops of the knees where the quadriceps insert into the knees. So we're going from the outside around through the top and to the inside, going all around the insertion points of the knees. And then we're going to take our fingertips and lightly tap, dropping down into the kneecaps here, breathing into that nice vibration into the bones here. Travel that vibration down your shin bones, relaxing and dropping down, going all the way to your ankles if you can, and going back up the shins, relaxing through your feet. And then we're going to come back, use the heels of your hands to flush and massage from the hips down into the knees, through the quadriceps here, getting a good amount of pressure to really let go, letting the muscles release into and along the femur bones, getting a nice ironing out, you might feel some little lumps in your quads here. That's normal. And we're just kind of flushing things through to release any little portions that like to hold on a little bit more. And then we're going to come around and just let the knees relax. Try to relax your feet when you're in this position. We're going to do that slightly internal rotation again. Use the heels of the hands to go around the outside of your shin bone, the outside of your calves. So we're getting into our peroneals here. This is where you might get shin splints or may have had at one point in your life. We're just releasing through there, getting some waking up and also letting go at the same time. Waking up inside, letting go tension closer to the surface here. And then we're just going to gently hold one foot up. Do not flex, just keep your foot relaxed and just go from both sides a little bit on the calf. Just kind of loosening things up. And then relax that foot down, changing. Keep your foot nice and relaxed. And just breathing into that kind of padding, opening through the calf into your Achilles a little bit there. And then we're just going to relax the legs out and just let them shake here. You can flex through your heels, keep your feet relaxed flat here. And then we're going to bring the feet in. Use your hands to support you a little bit behind on your chair or to the sides, whatever you have room for. We're going to inhale and we're going to exhale, drop one foot out and then come up. And think of your heel, change feet and change. Exhale. I'm doing the heel now and up. Find your heel and back. And again, heel, glide down and out, and up, and glide your heel, and up. Good. So now from here, we're going to come back into our seat, just turning forward again, lifting all the way up, and we're just going to take a nice massage up around the sides of the ribs. Breathing into the sides of the ribs, feeling a sense of breath and expansion where our palms are moving. And then we can let that breath flush through the entire abdominal cavity. So from the bottom of your ribs into the lower hips here, your abdomen protects all of your organs. So we just want to wake things up through there, flush things through. We're going to go down into the front of the hips, into the groin area where there's a lot of lymph here, and just massage and check into that, opening that up. And then coming up right into the center of the chest, breathing out and gently scrubbing up and down, releasing any tension, just letting the breath go. And then taking nice long strokes through the fingertips from the ribs down into the pelvis. And we're just kind of waking up the nerves a little bit here, getting into the organs, going up underneath the sides of the ribs and back through the center and the other side. And then just relaxing the arms down and out, think of your shoulder blades here, your scapula, wide and hanging down, feeling that sense of breath and expansion through the back of your neck. And then we're going to let your head relax. Take the opposite palm and just gently massage into the front of the shoulder, where the pectoral meets into your front deltoid here. And we're just going to gently move through the head, gently, gently, to release through the untangling of the neck leading into your shoulder. Doesn't take very much, really. You can take tiny, tiny little movements to feel the neck release and let go a little more. And of course, we're flushing through all this lymph here too. And then gently release. Find that nice hang again. And over to the other side. Breathing through the fingertips. Just starting to open that. Find a nice release. And then you can gently let the movement come through. And again, it doesn't have to be very much at all. Just letting that gently shift through your head, releasing through the neck. And then using the breath, we're going to exhale through the palm up and over the shoulder. Feeling a sense of letting go through the traps. Feeling a sense of expansion through the upper back and ribs. So we're getting some breath in there, we're getting some life in there with our palm. And then we're going to let the tail release under, let the breath come in and up along the spine. As you inhale, draw the breath through the spine and up through the arms. Feeling that nice lift. We're going to exhale, throw the arms down and out. Feeling a sense of release up through the crown of the head, a little contrast release there. Inhale through the spine again. Connecting and gathering through the spine to release the arms up. And exhale, release the arms down and out, releasing through the neck and shoulders. One more time, inhale through the breath. Breathing into the spine, each little vertebrae, lengthening up. And exhale, letting go. And then from here, we're just going to shake it all out. Releasing through the upper back and shoulders, the elbows, the wrists here. We want to let the breath go. Feel that nice shake off the bone again. We want to get that nice fuzzy feeling all the way down into our palms. And then once we have that fuzzy feeling going, we're going to just go into each little finger here. So from our palm, using the breath, feel that you're breathing from the center of your chest, your spine. Feel the breath come from here and out through the arms as you release your fingers. So we're going to wiggle that open. Use the breath to feel open wide. It doesn't have to go back. We're just feeling a sense of expansion. Sometimes the expansion turns into rotation because our rib cage is round. So we're not trying to pull or force. We're just trying to breathe open. We want to find a sense of awareness, like at that heart level here. The awareness of breathing that space open a little bit. That's sometimes very difficult to feel what's there, but we're going to try to use the breath to feel that open and see how that filters out through the arms. And it's what's interesting is that our breath can do that. So we can really become aware and change our alignment and change our function through the breath. So it doesn't matter how far they go. It could just be your elbows. And then we're going to, once you've gone through every single finger, interlace the fingers, come back together, and just compress and release, breathing through the palms, breathing through the heels of the hands. You can do a little shearing motion here, forward and back. And then we're going to relax through the wrists, breathing out and gliding around. Feeling a sense of letting go, letting the momentum build as your breath releases. It doesn't matter, again, how fast it is. We're just trying to feel that let go, to open up through the wrists and the forearms. Then we'll reverse it. So we're just letting that get started with the breath, letting go and letting it build into a nice flow here. And then gently taking the hands apart, opening and closing. Feel that you're breathing from the center of your palms out through the fingers, not pulling your fingers away from the palms, but letting the fingers unravel from that central point, just like we did through everything along the spine. So we have that central point through the palms, that power point of expansion and opening that triggers through every little finger to open, compress and release. And then we're going to let that breath come from our spine now throughout the whole body. Inhale, feel the breath through the spine, expand and float you open and up. And we're going to exhale from the low belly, the dantian. We're squeezing the breath out. We're going to squeeze and create tension through the fingertips, the toes, the eyes, through every little distal point, squeezing the breath out and out and out and out and out, squeezing anything negative out. And when you don't have any more breath, release, inhale and float your body open. Let the breath come in and squeezing out the negativity again. Exhale, squeezing from the center, from the low belly, through the fingertips, the toes, the eyes. We're compressing and squeezing out anything we don't need anymore. Let the breath open and expand you, floating you. And one more time, squeezing out anything negative we don't need or want anymore, pushing it out, condensing it. Letting the breath expand and fill you open. And on this last one, we're going to gather light, new energy through the fingertips and toes. Draw that into our center, enveloping it with the breath. And we're just going to release anything that's left. Relaxing there. So now we're going to come around into our ears, relaxing the jaw and just massaging all around the inside lines of the ears, breathing into those lines, finding little points of pressure in and letting go, and then relaxing the jaw, gently pulling the ears away from your head, feeling how that lets go through your jaw a little bit here. And then coming up into the occipital, the top of the spine, we're just opening and lengthening through that area, locating it. Then take your hands back into the back of your head. Rest your head. Try to truly let go of your head into your palms a little. Feel your palms sweep up so your hands are doing more of the work here. Just gently pulling some length into the back of the head and neck. Let your jaw and chin release into your palms. Sweep the palms up and open or round and down. So we want to feel that sense of plumb line from the base of the spine up through the crown of the head and feel the energy come out through the eyes. We're going to just use the eyes, very gentle here, to look around the room, scanning the room, feeling that sense of length travel throughout the whole spine, all the way up and out through the eyes. And when you get to the side, take a new breath and use your eyes to scan the room around to the other side. We're seeing every little detail, breathing into that space from the inside to the outside, feeling nice and relaxed and open. And then coming around to the other side again, this time allowing your vision to expand a little bit more. So you're looking out beyond the space that you're in, feeling that you're looking through the walls, feeling a sense of suspension through the crown of the head. And change one more time. And one more time, bringing your eyes back through center, feeling that sense of length all the way in and up. We're going to take a deep breath in. Be aware that you want to keep this area nice and open. So we're not going to scrunch through the neck and the shoulders. We're going to inhale, pull the breath up from the low belly as you squeeze your eyes closed, but without closing the throat area. Inhale and up. Pulling the breath up through the crown of the head, and exhale, gently release, opening the eyes. And then just taking the hands around the eyes and face, blinking and sweeping away any little extra energetic cobwebs you have there. And then taking the fingers and just taking a nice little tap all around the skull, breathing through that vibration again. And then sweeping up through the back of the head again, feeling that sense of length. Keeping that sense of length as your guide, we're going to just breathe out and look from side to side like you're spotting. You're going to find something to look at. You might just stay at this pace, feeling a sense of length through the back of the neck and head. But if you feel comfortable, keep your intention to keep length through the neck and the head, releasing your jaw, releasing your breath, and letting your spot become a little bit faster, keeping your eyes open, but maybe they relax a little bit more, and just let it go. Let it slow down gently so you can come back into focus there. And then we'll come into the Sutra Sagittalis. So right into the front center of your head here, where your hairline starts. We're going to press down, pull apart, let go. So a little quick motion, pressure release. Go back a little further, press down, pull apart, and let go. Right through the crown of the head, the fontanelle. Press down, pull apart, and release, letting the arms open around and down. So now we're going to come around and just work through our legs a little bit using our chair. So from here, we're going to use the chair to lean into with the palms and just take one foot back. We're going to tuck the toes under, bend the other knee, and just feel the length. We want to breathe from the lower back, flushing down through the back of the leg, through the heel, letting your heel glide. Your heel, you may want to keep it closer so that your heel can drop down into the floor, or you can extend it back, which means you're leaning more forward, and then change. Use your abdomen to change. Bringing your other foot back, find that nice long release through the low back, lengthening away through your heel, leaning into your palms, flushing through the calf, opening through your heel and sole of your foot. And change, and gliding back. You can slide on the floor a little bit if you feel comfortable, and leaning into that hip and change. Using the breath, think of the breath traveling from your spine down and out through the pelvis, through the leg, through the heel, nice and open through your foot, and change. So now from here, we're just going to use the heels of the hands. You can bring your fingertips to hang around the sides if you can. We're just going to take a nice exhale. Feel that your lower back has a nice wide band, and you're widening your breath into that band, letting your tail drop down, letting your head drop down, and letting your shoulder blades widen. Inhale, breathing your abdomen up to the ceiling. As your chest comes through your shoulders, feel that long tail of your spine helping you lift inside. So there shouldn't be too much weight into your joints here, your shoulders and your wrists, because your abdomen's lifting you up. And then exhale, let your tail release down. Feel the breath through that wide band of the low back, breathing that space open and wide, which allows the shoulders to open wide. The shoulder blades move away to the sides. Let your head go. Inhale, your abdomen lifts up to the ceiling. Breathing up to the ceiling to filter the chest all the way through and up. Keeping that lift in the stomach to lift your chest, to let your shoulders drop down. And then from here, let's just take a nice stretch. We're going to step back through the feet. You can come down onto your forearms and you can stay on your forearms here. If you're comfortable, you can just spill from your tail and shift backwards a little bit and let your arms hang. You can also just hang your tail back when you're on your forearms, more a little bit forward on them, on your elbows. And just breathe into the back of the legs and the feet, finding that nice release there. Feel your sits bones widen. And engage the breath through your abdomen to come up a little bit back into your palms, walking forward. And then actually step back if you can. We're just going to let, if you feel comfortable, to hang here all the way forward, releasing through the head, neck, and shoulders. Feel the breath lift through the abdomen up to the ceiling to roll through the spine, all the way through and up to standing. Feeling that length through the low back and tail. So now we can take away the chair or stool or whatever you're using. We're just going to do a little bit of standing, breathing here. Okay, so we have that nice long sensation through the low back, through the tail. Sorry, my devices aren't exactly even here. I think that will be okay. All right, so we're gonna feel, we wanna find a sense of release from the lower back through the tail of the spine, the sacrum, down and out through the back of the legs, through your heels. So just letting that flow through. You can think of the breath through the neck, through the shoulder blades, trickling down through that line too. Fingertips are gonna come into the low belly, the dantian. We wanna feel a sip through the abdominal muscles in and up along the spine. So the breath is a sip because the abdomen comes in and up. The abdomen encourages the breath. Think of that a little bit. It's very quiet, internal and internal. Try not to feel that you have to be loud. Try to really feel the muscles start to work and wake up. Then we're going to exhale, feeling the breath into the spine, letting the knees soften. So we feel this connection into our center, into our balance. And then gently straightening the legs. Shoulders relaxed, jaw and chin relaxed, sipping in and up. Feeling the sits bones long and together, tail of the spine releases down and out. And exhale. One more time. And exhale. So think of this as just really connecting into the posture of your spine while you're standing, continuing all that work we did while we're seated. So now we're going to use this sipping breath to float through the arms around and up. The breath guides the arms. Light through the shoulders and arms, and exhale. And relaxing the arms, slipping in and up again. And exhale, breathing into the spine. Now we're going to let the breath come in, float the arms around and up. And taking the fingertips together, letting the palms drop down in front, feeling the shoulders relax, feeling the back of the neck release. Bell, bell, bell. Okay, so we're going to relax the arms forward, letting the shoulders go here, letting the tail drop down. We have that little tiny bend in the knees. Basically, we want to feel perched, feel the sits bones drawing in towards one another to feel the length of the tail down and out. So those are two separate things, spine and hips. And we're just going to find a pumping breath now at the end. So we're going to breathe through the nose. The breath pumps through the abdomen, in and up along the spine, and out through the nose, like you're blowing candles out through your nose, but feeling the abdomen help the breath and strengthen the breath and the connection. If you want to do it through the nose, if you can't do it through the nose, the breath through the mouth will work, but work towards finding the breath through your nose, even if you have to switch intervals. So we're letting go of all the tension through the shoulders and the neck, creating that strength right through the midline, more so with the breath. All of the tensions are peeling away externally. And just take a nice long exhale. Let the breath come in from the base of your spine up, floating up through the spine and through the arms. Feeling that breath through the spine from the base of the spine. Feel the breath lift your chest from the base of the spine. Keeping that breath sustained from the base of the spine up, floating the arms around and down. And then just relaxing through the shoulders, breathing through that release, feeling the openness through the back, and just letting that take you out into a nice little walk, shifting around. Just feeling that you're being propelled from the back to the front with your walking. And coming back into center. Excellent, thank you.